Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the G.I. Joe weapon transport. Okay, so this is another vehicle that comes to us from 1985, was also sold in 1986, and unfortunately was discontinued in 1987. Um, the weapons transport was also available by mail order from 88 until 1990, and Yojo has some nice images for us to be able to click through. We have a nice front view of it and a rear view with the bomb that's sitting there. So this would be a very nice supplemental vehicle. Whether we're looking at for the Sky Striker, the Conquest, um, you know, pretty much any of our flying vehicles. Having the bomb and saying that we can outfit it or whatever, having it there for the airfield, it would really work really well for that. Maybe even if you were one of those lucky individuals that had uh, the flag here, this would be very nice to be able to have it on the carrier deck of the flag, saying that they're outfitting something. I think it would be really really neat, and the fact that in a standard Hasbro GI Joe way, we have a machine gun sitting up here, so. Not something that typically happens because usually you're in the rear area with a vehicle like this, and you're not taking fire while trying to reload um, some sort of plane or whatever. Um, but it is just how they kind of did it here. So um, it is an interesting vehicle, very nicely done. We do have an action card and a tractor with gun, trailer, and antenna to carry a bomb to its destination. We have a carbon fiber reinforced two-way antenna, armor plate engine housing, Force 1000 MK88, a magnesium cased bomb, and a PD 9 9mm shielded submachine gun. So it's using a 9mm submachine gun for the front here. Great for a little bit more close quarters battle, but it is what it is. Okay, so we do have a different box cover here for those in India. And it looks like in India it was more under Fun School instead of Hasbro, probably relicensed out to them, or however things go. I don't know. Uh, and it was only back in 1985. This was $2.30. So not that bad, really. Gets the kids a little bit of a toy, something to have some fun with. You know, what more can you ask for if you're a kid? It is an interesting vehicle here. So, with this being another one of the vehicles that I had brought into our GI Joe Star Wars universe here, I did make this at speeder scale. I figured that's pretty typical. It is only about 10 feet long, about 3 meters. Has a crew of one, no passengers, but it does have the cargo capacity of 2.5 tons. I figured that was pretty good for carrying whatever bomb or whatever we're going to have here. Should definitely be able to haul whatever we're going to have. I give it a 1/2 cover, and it is, of course, ground altitude. Um, Looking at it, I think I was a little generous. I gave it a 3D for maneuverability. Um, there's a part of me that says I think it should probably stay about that way because you're trying to get it underneath, you know, jets, helicopters, whatever have you that's going to be needing the bombs. Um, and it is a very small vehicle. I figured the turns should probably be fairly tight with that. It is only going to go about 5 miles an hour, so you're not going to win any races with this thing. Although I will say this, and I'm taking this from my father, who was in the Navy. He had a story that he had relayed to me as a young child of um, he was in the Navy. He was on an aircraft carrier, and they would race every once in a blue moon. Uh, the carts that actually tow the planes. They kind of do a little drag race with them, just having some fun. Um, you know, when you're in the military, you make what fun you can, however you can. So, um, what's not to say, right? Okay, this does have a body strength of 3D. I feared that was pretty respectable. It does talk about having some armor there, that kind of shield things. Now, this is a light auto blaster. I figured it was going to be a light weapon. They're seeing a 30 or a 9 millimeter. I think a 9 millimeter might be a little bit more than a 3D, but I feared, just as the off chance that you would need something, a 3D damage weapon would be pretty okay. And a fire control of 1D, you know, really there is no computer here, so I'm being a little generous and just leaving it at that. So, but it is a small vehicle, small, fun, interesting. You know, it's something that we could easily see being used to load up uh, the bombs, the missiles, the whatever to a plane. You could always change this cart out or have it outfitted with whatever cart you needed, or a train of carts in that regard. And I know that I've seen pictures where, like in Vietnam, they would have a train of carts with, maybe a couple different bombs or missiles on there. I'm sure somebody that's in the Air Force and aeronautical, the Navy as well, um, that's used to taking care of this stuff, they could probably explain a lot better than I ever will, because let's face it, I was a grunt. Um, so I don't have a good working knowledge on this. I just know some of the kind of clips and everything else watching Vietnam, um, learning about that, um, when they were talking about airfields and being hit by mortar fire and everything from the North Vietnamese and everything else, and seeing some of the vehicles that they were using. That's the only way I learn, uh, trying to take it from historical events. And we go from there. So, fun, interesting vehicle, small vehicle, but still fun and interesting. Another wonderful addition to bring into our Star Wars universe. Not saying that we couldn't use this for even outfitting to throw in our proton torpedoes or concussion missiles or whatever else for our other fighters and all that. So, um, yeah, with that, thanks for visiting. It's always fun bringing this to you. I try to, we've been working on this for a while. I don't know exactly how much more I have on our list of things, but we're hitting some smaller vehicles for 1985. Pretty soon we're going to start hitting 1986, and we'll go from there. So, hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.